Where are you? Stop. Just be there. Put your feet on the ground. Feel it stretching below you. Arrive here.
So if you can imagine 200 years ago, there was an abundance in our territory, that there was not even a concept of hunger or homelessness. For thousands of years, we lived like that until the missionaries came.
People think that we don't exist anymore.
Our people have always been here in the East Bay, enslaved at both Mission Dolores in San Francisco and Mission San Jose in Fremont. Our people have always been here, in 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 here. Our people have always been here. We are part of what many people think of as Ohlone. Ohlone is a generic term that we are trying to get away from as we ourselves decolonize. There are 8 tribal nation territories with just as many languages and creation stories.
It's important for people to understand that we had gone through 3 different colonizations in a very short period of time. And after that happened, the state of California was created by making laws that made it illegal to be Indian. And so it was about the extermination of my people as well as other Native people. We have been erased from history in the Bay Area and through history books.
Indigenous people are still here. When the invaders came, one of the first things they did was try and destroy our amaranth. They could see that our food is our medicine, is our spirit, and they thought they would be able to destroy us by making amaranth illegal. They burned our fields. They cut off the hands of people that tried to grow or harvest amaranth. They did the worst things. But somehow our ancestors knew that we would need the seeds. And they sewed them into their clothing, and they braided them into their hair, and they smuggled them through all the places that they were forced to go, and they saved them generation after generation after generation. And somehow, some of those seeds made it to us. And this year, we grew amaranth on rematriated indigenous land in deep East Oakland. Each seed is like this tiny piece of hope that our ancestors had that we would make it. Each seed is the past, and each seed is the future. What did your ancestors pass on to you? What seeds are you saving? What will you pass on? Every week we get phone calls and emails about ancestors being found as developments are being put in.
Our shell mounds once ringed the entire Bay Area. There was 425 of them. And we began to do work around saving these sites in 1999.
Our sacred sites in the Bay Area are continuously being attacked. You know, last week I was called into Alameda because there is a big development happening, and they're thinking that they might try to remove 50 to 100 of our ancestors. So this is an ongoing process, a continual genocide and disrespect of our cemeteries.
To rematriate is to restore a sacred relationship between place and people.
There needed to be places for Indigenous peoples to reconnect. And we began to talk about this idea of using a land trust as a way of bringing land back into Indigenous hands. Sovereign pieces of land where we could do our languages and our ceremonies, and we can grow food and medicine. A place where Native people could just be Native people.
If you go past the railroad tracks and past the liquor store, all the way down 105th, deep, deep East Oakland, that's where LaShawn is. Unceded Ohlone land, the first land returned to Indigenous stewardship in the territory.
Know that it is essential in this time for the next 7 generations that we stand together.
Decolonization is not a metaphor. Decolonization is about the return of Indigenous land and lifeways. And everyone has something they can contribute to that. Because right now, wherever you are, you're on Indigenous land.